Hello and welcome to this lesson, Introduction to the Type System of PineScript. In this lesson, I will introduce you to the type system of PineScript. This lesson consists of following sections. I will explain why types matter, and additionally, I will discuss with you where types come into play. I'll explain importance of the big three in PineScript: types, execution model, and time series. And in the end, we are going to study practical code example of PineScript types. So let's begin. Imagine the PineScript type system as a script matchmaker, deciding which values can team up with different functions and actions. While you can write basic scripts without diving into details of types, knowing a bit about it can level up your PineScript game. So why types matter? In PineScript, types are like labels for values. Whether it's a number or text or something else, each value has its own tag. PineScript adds a twist with qualifiers, deciding if a value stays put or changes during the script. So where types come into play? These types and qualifiers properties apply to every PineScript value, like a number, text, you name it. So to be a PineScript pro, you need to understand three things: types, in other words, labels; Pine's way to do things, in other words, execution model; and the idea of time series. Together they unlock PineScript's superpowers. Now let's check out some PineScript code to see how types work. In this example, we see various types are declared and initialized, and let's review them one by one. So in first section we see that we have integer type is declared and initialized. This initialization is implicit initialization, because type is detected from the value which is assigned to the variable, in this case integer. The same for the float. Type is detected when you assign value to the variable if you did not specify the type before the variable. In second case, it's a float variable. Next, in the next two examples, we explicitly declare the variables and assign the values to those variables. So integer variable, and we assign integer value to this variable. We explicitly specify the variable is float type and assign float value to that variable. In the next example, we declare var float variable and assign float value to that variable. Var keyword meaning that this value is persisted between bars. The same for the string, var string variable. So we specify var keyword string, we specify the name of the variable, and we assign value to this string variable. In the next example, we use keyword var IP, meaning that this variable is interbar persistent. Intrabar persistent, meaning for a real-time bar, the value between ticks is persistent. So we declare var IP integer variable, and we assign corresponding integer value to this variable. Similar to var IP float variable, we assign float value to var IP float variable. Next, we have a function over here. That function has one parameter. Inside of that function, we calculate the value and return this value. So this function calculates square from the parameter that we pass into the function. So what's interesting in this function that we return the value that is implicitly typed, right? It means that if we pass integer value, it's going to return integer type, for example, because we multiply two integers and return them from this function. So this function will return integer value if we pass in as a parameter integer value. Therefore, we implicitly type return from this function. And this is how we use that function practically. So here we set square side equal to integer value of 5, and inside of this plot function we call that plot square function. We pass in integer value, it calculates that square from that integer value, and that value is plotted by plot function. So this is how function is used when the value that it returns is implicitly typed. So in this example, we have variables with different types and function doing its thing with typed stuff. Knowing these types helps you write better scripts. As we uncover more about Pine script types, you'll become Pine script wizard faster. This is all for this lesson, and I will see you in the next one.